legal status. Call Barry Long now at 646-894-5900. 646-894-5900. If your immigration case has been delayed, the attorneys at Bar Law are known for suing the government to process their clients' immigration applications quickly. If your case has been denied, Bar Law can appeal it and we will fight for you. Call now at 646-894-5900. That's 646-894-5900. At Bar Law, our clients come first. My passion makes me take your case personally.
Now that he's testing negative again, President Biden has returned to the Oval Office following 5 days in isolation to his bout with COVID.
After 5 days cooped up in the White House residence, the president spoke to staffers in the Rose Garden.
Thanks for sticking around.
He told his aides,
My symptoms were mild, my recovery was quick, and I'm feeling great.
The president contrasted his case with the one suffered by his predecessor, who before vaccines were available had to be hospitalized when he became sick in the fall of 2020.
It's a real statement on where we are in the fight against COVID-19.
Mr. Biden again urged all Americans to get vaccinated and boosted.
And that's White House correspondent Stephen Portnoy. Some homeless children in the city have something to look forward to. Former City Council Speaker Christine Quinn is now the president and CEO of a group called WIN, Women in Need. She tells 1010 WIN's children populate homeless shelters throughout the city.
And the majority of people in shelters right now in New York City are families with children. In fact, there's more children in shelter than there are seats in the Barclays Center.
And those children, Quinn says, will soon experience the magic of science education as part of Camp WIN's summer program. Camp WIN is a holiday and summer camp experience that serves approximately 600 homeless children living in WIN shelters every year. Here's some good news for cheesecake lovers. In order to celebrate Cheesecake Day this weekend, Junior's Restaurant will bring their iconic New York-style cheesecake on a 5-borough tour. They will offer $5 slices along with a spread of toppings as that truck makes its rounds from Midtown Manhattan all the way to Coney Island. WIN's News Time 1:37. Entertainment news coming up next with a first for Ed Sheeran.
If your credit card bills have gotten out of hand, call Consolidated Credit now. If you're making the minimum payments, but your balance is just not going down, call Consolidated Credit now. If the interest rates on your credit cards are so high, it will take years to get out of debt, call Consolidated Credit now. They've helped over 5 million people. They can consolidate your debts into one lower payment, reduce your interest rates, and get you out of debt fast. If you're struggling with credit card debt, call Consolidated Credit now.
Call now, 800-440-5292. That's 800-440-5292. 800-440-5292.
Consolidated Credit Counseling Services Incorporated, 5701 West Sunrise Boulevard, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, 33313. Not a loan company licensed by the New York Department of Financial Services and by the Vermont Department of Financial Regulations. Maryland DM 19, Oregon DM 80031. Licensed by Virginia State Corporation. Commission license number DC 32. Establishment of a plan may adversely affect the individual's credit rating or credit scores. Non-payment of debt may lead creditors to increase financial charges or collections activity, including litigation.
WIN's News Time 1:38. 1010 WIN's Entertainment. Ed Sheeran is the first artist to hit 100 million followers on Spotify. The singer revealed the big news on Tuesday via a video in which he shows off the celebratory T-shirt marking the milestone.
So I just hit 100 million followers on Spotify, and Spotify has sent me this T-shirt. So I'm going to walk around the stadium and ask people to ask me about my 100 million followers, because they're all going to be so excited for me.
Sheeran captioned the 43-second video in which he wanders around backstage at one of his shows to see if anyone notices his landmark message. 3 weeks after postponing his Wonder World tour to focus on his mental health, Shawn Mendes announced on Wednesday he's canceling the tour altogether to get his health in check. Quinn's News Time, 1:39.
Hi, this is Stu Leonard. My wife Kim and I lost our 2-year-old son Stewie to a drowning accident. You know what we learned? If everyone is watching, no one is watching. Don't take your eyes off your child. When Kim and I are around the water with our grandsons, our phones are down and our eyes are open. Unfortunately, drowning accidents have increased during COVID. Be safe. Phones down, eyes open. Learn more at stewietheduck.org.
Whether it's the uncertainty of knowing when their next meal will come or experiencing illness, millions of children across the country are fighting battles no child should endure. At the Duncan Joy in Childhood Foundation, our mission is to bring joy to kids who need it most. Thanks to the ongoing support of our Duncan franchises, vendors, and guests, we helped bring joy to more than 2 million kids in over 40 states last year alone. To learn more how you can help kids battling hunger or illness in your communities, visit bringjoy.org.
Whether it's Alexa, Google Home, your iPhone, or the car radio, stay with 1010 Wins and stay connected.
The News Watch never stops. This is 1010 Wins. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Good morning. 78 degrees at 1:40 on this Thursday, July 28th. I'm Mitch Levy, and here's what's happening. Dog attacks and kills its 70-year-old owner in her backyard on Long Island. The Federal Reserve has raised its benchmark interest rate to its highest level since 2018. Mayor Adams hopes to convince Albany lawmakers to do something about violent criminals being released back to the streets. The French are up in arms over a shortage of mustard. It'll go for big bucks. A 170-carat pink diamond discovered in Angola may be the largest one found in 300 years. In sports, the Mets beat the Yankees 3-2 in Game 2 of their Subway Series. The Giants and Jets hold their first training camp workouts. AccuWeather says we'll see some early morning cloudiness with increasing humidity with a shower overnight, going down to 74. Quinn's News Time 141. Here's traffic and transit now, and Kelly Taylor.
And we do have good news on the FDR Drive southbound. The accident, which involved an overheight tractor trailer, officially cleared away after quite a few hours. So delays have eased out. The east side looking okay. Quiet on the west side highway still. Northbound Deegan bumper to bumper into 138th Street. Construction work here blocking a couple lanes. The Van Wyck Expressway each way and to Liberty Avenue in Queens. A busy ride for construction work. 2 lanes down each way through the area. Also road work on the eastbound to LIE in Queens by the Clearview, jamming things up. Looks like at least a lane closed. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. Inbound Holland, of course, shut down till 5 in the morning. Outbound, about a 10 to 15 minute wait. Left lane out for construction. Outbound Lincoln, about 5 minutes. Inbound is quiet. Center Tube is closed. Keep in mind, outbound George delays. Still across Bronx, jibbing up back to Jerome Avenue. Lower deck closed and the upper deck is open, but the left lane out for that construction work. And inbound, pretty quiet, but 2 lanes out on the upper deck. And I'm Kelly Dillon. Our next report at 1:51 on 1010 Wins.
Thank you, Kelly. One tragedy has led to another on Long Island. A pit bull turned on its master, killing her in her own backyard. Dog belonged to the 70-year-old woman's stepson, who was killed several weeks ago in a motorcycle accident.
Nassau Police Commissioner Patrick Ryder says the husband arrived at his Albertson home to find the family pit bull in the backyard feeding on the remains of his 70-year-old wife.
The scene was pretty horrific. There was obviously a lot of mutilation on the body and the arm, the face, the legs.
A police officer shot the dog dead after the animal turned on the cop. The dog had been living at the house and knew the victim.
They had a stepson that had died in an accident a little over a couple of weeks back. This was the stepson's dog.
Andrew, who was out walking his dog, never imagines his pet would be dangerous.
I have her with my baby nephew, who's 3 years old.
No word on why the pit bull turned violent. Roger Stern, 1010 Wins in Albertson on Long Island.
An 18-year-old man was shot and wounded on a train by a shot fired from the platform of the Rockaway Beach Boulevard and Beach 67th Street station on the A-line in Arverne. The victim was taken to Brookdale Hospital. Multiple shots were fired into the train. No one else was hurt. The gunman escaped and the investigation is continuing. The motive for that attack still not known, and the station has been closed. The U.S. is making 800,000 more doses of monkeypox vaccine available.
The FDA says hundreds of thousands of doses will be available for distribution as soon as some manufacturing changes at the monkeypox drug maker's facility in Denmark are approved. The 800,000 doses are already in the U.S., and the FDA says it finished inspecting the drug manufacturer's facility nearly 2 weeks ago. But there has been increasing criticism that U.S. health officials have been too slow in deploying the vaccine, and clinics in San Francisco, New York, and other cities say they still don't have enough shots to meet demand.
Correspondent Allison Keyes tells us the Health and Human Services Department says more allocations will be announced later today. Well, as cases of monkeypox continue to rise across the tri-state area, a facility in Westchester County is working to meet the growing demand for vaccines. Marie Yezo, vice president of the Westchester Medical Center, says as of yesterday, the center is offering monkeypox vaccinations at its drive-through center in Valhalla.
Right now there is a high demand. Eligibility is restricted to the eligibility as defined by the local departments of health.
Yezu says supplies are limited and the vaccines are available by appointment only, Monday through Friday between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. to those who meet the medical center's guidelines. 3 children and a woman were found dead at a home in Danbury, Connecticut last evening. The discovery was made when police were doing a wellness check. The children were found in the house while the woman's body was found in a shed in the backyard. Children ranged in age from 5 to 12 years old. Their identities have not been released. Police are calling this an isolated incident, and there is no danger to the public. The Federal Reserve on Wednesday raised its benchmark interest rate by a hefty 0.75 points for a second straight time in its most aggressive drive in 3 decades to tame high inflation. As at the news conference announcing the hike, Fed Chairman Jerome Powell was asked whether or not he believes the U.S. is now in a recession.
I do not think the U.S. is currently in a recession. And the reason is there are just too many areas of the economy that are performing too well. And of course, I would point to the labor market.
The Fed's move yesterday will raise its key rate, which affects many consumer and business loans, to a range to its highest level since 2018. Winds news time 146. AccuWeather says it's going to be some cloudiness and increasing humidity overnight, maybe a shower going down to 74, cloudy with a shower in spots later today, I should say, turning sunny and hot and sticky later on with a thunderstorm around and a high of 89. Winds news time 147.
During this unprecedented time of worldwide economic challenge, it's so important that you keep a close eye on your retirement and be ready to take the steps necessary to protect your money. Having a portion of your IRA or 401k backed by physical gold and silver offers Americans the diversification needed to hedge against economic volatility and potential turmoil. Savvy retirement savers are those with the foresight to safeguard with genuine stores of value, like physical gold and silver, which in the past have soared during periods of misery for the rest of the economy. Diversify your hard-earned savings today by calling Birch Gold Group and get your free information kit to teach you how precious metals can protect your family's financial future. Birch Gold is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau and has thousands of satisfied customers. Call them at 800-647-5525. That's 800-647-5525. 800-647-5525.
Winds news time 148. The mayor is trying to break through to dig in state lawmakers to address the issue of repeat violent offenders who keep getting released.
On Tuesday morning, I asked Mayor Adams if he didn't think he should invite Assembly Speaker Carl Hastie and Senate Majority Leader Andrea Stewart-Cousins to an NYPD crime stats briefing to hear about the high rate of recidivism. On Tuesday afternoon, the mayor made a phone call.
I had a long conversation with the Speaker of the Assembly.
He'll talk to Hastie about the latest stats on violent repeat offenders. His Honor says this is bigger than bail reform.
I want us to look at keeping violent juveniles in criminal court.
And he says while the governor tweaked some measures in her budget deal, she did not go far enough when it comes to giving judges a dangerousness standard to consider. Juliette Papa, 1010 Winds News.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken announced he plans to talk to his Russian counterpart to discuss an offer to secure the release of 2 Americans held in Russia.
In the coming days, I expect to speak with Russian Foreign Minister Lavrov for the first time since the war began. I plan to raise an issue that's a top priority for us. The release of Americans Paul Whelan and Brittany Griner, who've been wrongfully detained.
Blinken's comments mark the first time the U.S. government has publicly revealed any concrete action it has taken to secure the release of Griner, who was arrested on drug-related charges at a Moscow airport back in February and testified Wednesday at her trial. Well, the French are panicking over a mustard shortage in grocery stores, just as summer cookouts and extra demand for the tangy condiment reach their peak. France is in the throes of a weeks-long shortage of mustard. The much-beloved condiment in France is in such short supply that most stores have instituted a 1 mustard jar cap on purchases. WINS News Time 1:50, traffic and transit in a minute.
Did you know that a commercial driver's license can earn you more money plus benefits? Learn to drive trucks, buses, and tractor trailers at Ferrari Driving School, where they've been teaching safe driving since 1968. There are training centers in Queens, Brooklyn, and the Bronx. Free permit preparation course. Restrictions apply. Call 718-278-6679. Get your license in less than 1 month. Open 7 days a week. Payment plans and free training are available if you qualify. Get CDL lifetime job placement assistance through Ferrari Driving School. Hey, taxi drivers, looking for a safe driving job that will earn you more money? CDL is your answer. 718-278-6679. And yes, they also train on car, motorcycle, scooter, and forklift. Save 10% on your insurance and reduce points by taking their defensive driving course. Call now. Get started today. 718-278-6679 or visit FerrariDrivingSchool.com.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard has led to a lot of firsts for me. It paid for me to be the first person in my family to go to school. That education got me to the first day at my dream job, which I can still hold while I serve part-time. That job and the home loan benefits I got from the Army National Guard helped me buy my first house. I also know that I will be one of the first to respond if my community ever needs me.
Sponsored by the New York Army National Guard, aired by the New York State Broadcasters Association and this station.
Paid actors represent actual clients.
I didn't know how much I'd get for my case. My attorneys now at the Barnes firm got me $2 million.
After my truck accident, my attorney from the Barnes firm got me $1.4 million.
I'm Rich Barnes. How much is your case worth? You might be surprised. Call the Barnes firm now and let us help you get the best result possible.
The Barnes firm, injury attorneys, call 1-800-8
Past results don't predict future outcomes. Manhattan, Long Island.
WINS News Time 1:52. Here's traffic and transit now, and Kelly Dillon.
And we're bumper to bumper on the westbound BQE and 2 Atlantic Ave with construction work blocking a lane. Van Wyck Expressway delays both ways into Liberty Avenue with that to overnight road work, 2 lanes out each way. Here's what we see on Long Island's Big 3. Eastbound Southern State closed indeed toward exit 27 through 30 in Oyster Bay with construction. You can head to Sunrise Highway instead. The Northern State quiet. Westbound LIE closed exit 64 through 61 for construction. Eastbound also shut down 58 through 64. Service road is open each way. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. Outbound George, lower deck closed, upper deck open, but the left lane is out. So a bit busy across the upper deck span. Inbound, quiet, but the 2 left lanes are out on the upper level, so do keep that in mind for construction, of course. I'm Kelly Dillon. Our next report at 2:01 on 1010 WINS.
Come on out to the ball game, the 74th annual Artists and Writers Charity Softball Game in East Hampton, Saturday, August 20th at 2 p.m. There will be t-shirts, raffles, and kids get a chance to run the bases. A great day for family fun.
WINS News Time 1:52, and now our 1010 WINS AccuWeather 4-day forecast from meteorologist Carl Babinski.
As it turns a bit more humid on this Thursday morning, a few spots will get a shower, which could include a brief downpour. Before midnight, we were tracking a series of showers that were moving through southeastern Pennsylvania, so these will first impact some of the western suburbs and then the city, probably before 5 a.m. in most cases. Lows will be in the mid-70s. After a brief shower later this morning, clouds are expected to break for sun. There will be a lengthy period of time today that is rain-free, and that'll make it feel hot and rather sticky. High 89, AccuWeather real field temperature should peak in the low and mid-90s. Then very late today and early tonight, a few spots will pick up a thunderstorm. Warm and humid for the rest of tonight, low 76. Showers and a drenching thunderstorm likely tomorrow, which will still be fairly warm and humid. Be on the lookout for flooding issues, especially late in the day. High tomorrow 85. The good news is all this will be over with in time for the weekend. Saturday and Sunday both less humid with lots of sun and highs mostly in the mid-80s. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Kara